There's a couple things I want to talk about regarding Harry Ford that could shape a segment of the Mariners offseason. Let's discuss. As long as Harry Ford remains unknown, there are going to be two things that remain true with him. There's going to be questions on whether he can catch and how much he's going to catch with Cal Raleigh on the roster. And the number two thing is whether or not the Mariners should trade him. There's been some ideas floated out there for potential Harry Ford trades this offseason where we can talk about both of these subjects. Our friend Hembo was throwing out a couple different ideas with Harry Ford getting traded to the Phillies to replace JT Realmuto, who's a free agent this offseason. Hembo was more talking about the idea of the Phillies trading for Harry Ford, and threw one idea out there. I have a different idea that I'd like to throw to you guys as well. Hembo's idea is trading Harry Ford to the Phillies for Bryson Stott, 1-for-1. The profile on Bryson Stott has been pretty similar his entire career. He doesn't hit very much, he's a really good base runner, and he's a solid defender at second base, not as good of a defender at shortstop. But since his base running fielding are pretty good, he could be worth anywhere from a 1.5 to all the way up to 4 wins above replacement, which he's done in his career. And with that baseline production, he would fit on this Mariners roster. If they traded for him, he's your starting second baseman. Control-wise, Bryson Stott has 2 years. Now, the idea I threw out here is more on offense, less on defense, and that's trading Harry Ford to the Phillies for Alec Bohm. Now, Bohm isn't as good of a base runner. He's not as good of a defender. His bat isn't great, but it's definitely better than Bryson Stott's. Bryson Stott has never been an above-average bat at the major league level. Alec Bohm has each of the last 2 seasons. And like Stott, Bohm would fit right on your roster. If you traded for him, he would be your starting third baseman on opening day. The biggest difference here is control. While Bryson Stott has 2 years, Alec Bohm has just 1 year of control. I don't really love either of these players, but if we're talking about raising the floor of the Mariners, both of these players would fit. Now, the other conversation coming out of this is how much trade value does Harry Ford have? For a team like the Phillies, I feel like he would have a decent amount of value because they don't have a catcher currently, and I feel like there are some teams in Major League Baseball that view Harry Ford as a Major League catcher. However, Harry Ford's not going to be a Major League catcher on the Mariners, at least not a Major League starting catcher, because Cal Raleigh catches, and the Mariners want Cal Raleigh catching as much as possible. That's where we get into this interesting debate where the teams know that Harry Ford has no way to play on the Mariners. Therefore, does he have that much value to the Mariners themselves besides being a backup catcher and playing once or twice a week? Meanwhile, he could be worth a ton on the Phillies because the Phillies view him as an everyday catcher. And we won't know this for sure until we see Harry Ford play consistently at the big leagues, so we know if he can hit and we know if he can defend every day. What do you guys think about this situation? Does Harry have much value? Would you guys trade for either of these Phillies? Let us know in the comments below.